Hey everybody out there, how the hell you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Binge Watch Brigade here with Jim Bob Joe III and Ajax. How's it going today, man?
It's going well. Had
Awesome.
a pretty long day. Started work at 7:30 in the morning. Uh, Worked a full 9-hour day on 3 hours of sleep. Great times.
Real metal. Sounds very metal. Yeah, I feel you a little bit. I switched to a slightly different schedule, so I've been working basically the last 9 days. So it's been very interesting. Very interesting. However, we did make a lot of time to check out Bofuri, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know why whenever I first saw it, I'm like, Bofuri, I'm like, at first I was like, this isn't about like furries, right? Like, I mean, if it is, cool, but like, I mean, is that what this is? And
Bofuri's nuts.
oh shit. Turns out this is much more similar to like SLF. Like Shangri-La Frontier is a lot like this one.
There's another anime that I'm gonna have us watch. Cautious Hero is very much reminiscent of Bofuri, in my opinion, at least.
Okay. I did find the name of this one with just how long it was just kind of wild. Bofuri, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll just max out my defense. Which
How much anime have you watched? Because that is pretty common with new gen.
Yeah, it's very common in new gen. I think a lot of it just resides in the fact that I've watched a lot of like older stuff. So that's kind of where I'm like, it's even looking back at like some of the stuff that's on Crunchyroll now, where it's like, you know, reincarnated as a vending machine, blah 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 blah. Like there's like so many more words and titles now.
Don't go dissing vending machine, okay?
I haven't seen it, so I can't judge it. I mean, I think
vending machine is fantastic, and I won't hear any slander about it.
Yeah, that's one I have not watched. So I will take a wild assumption that's going to hit our list eventually, but it's one that I was like, okay. I mean, I feel like this could either be really boring or really good. It's
I
going to be one
think
or the
I
other.
might just hoard that one for myself because that one's a gem. That one's a gem.
I've been going all about maple syrup right now, man.
Dude, maple is
I want
great. Syrup is fantastic.
I want syrup for myself. So for those who have not seen it, checked it out. Bofuri is a really cool anime. It's if you've ever seen Shangri-La Frontier or know much about Shangri-La Frontier from our previous episodes, that's basically what this is, and kind of a different skin to where instead of having a borderline professional trash gamer, very good at video games, really understanding of how games work, this is a little bit of a twist on it, and it's somebody who doesn't play that many video games and is just kind of a normal everyday girl, gets talked into downloading a new game or buying a new game, which is full VR, and the world looks a lot like Shangri-La Frontier as well. Would you agree? At least World 1 or Section 1, 2 and 3 kind of go a little bit off of that, but there are other similarities as well.
That's fair.
Because once you start getting into like the machine worlds in Bofuri, that's kind of where like stuff starts to go off of SLF. However, there is like the little bit later where she ends up getting like Machine God.
The only real similarity, though, really, sorry for interrupting. The only real similarity between Bofuri and Shangri-La, though, is the fact that they're both VR MMO animes. Other than that, they don't really have anything else in common.
No. I mean, the games are different. The way that players interact and stuff is kind of different. Is there anybody that you feel like was kind of like a character you had more questions than answers on? Because I know mine was Iz.
Ooh, Iz was really, really interesting. I was more interested in Kasumi.
Oh, absolutely. Kasumi has a lot. There's a lot there that I'm interested in. I honestly thought was an NPC for the longest time.
Don't do my girl Iz like that.
I mean, they didn't really explain, like, because I can never remember how to pronounce his name. Karamu, the other shield fighter.
Kuromu?
Yeah. Oh, that's a Kuromu. So, because he introduces Maple to Iz, and it's her workshop. So I think that's just something they really didn't bring up, is the fact that like Iz is a player, but she just doesn't really play in the conventional sense.
I mean, not until the final games, man. Like, she
She's
got
a crafter,
smoked. She
really.
tried. She's not a fighter. She's
a crafter.
in any MMO. She's one of the crafters. They don't participate in PvP, and it's really funny when you're a crafter being forced to participate in PvP because you're just like, I don't have any of the gear because I only make it for other people.
However, she does make bombs.
She does.
You get to see those on a couple of different frequent bases as the first season kind of rounds out. This one was a bit of a shorter first season. This one was 12 episodes for the season. So this is one on the shorter side. It's not one of the like 28, 24 episode ones.
Yeah.
So
although I felt the end of season 1 was a little bit rushed.
I could see that. I do like how season 1 ended though. Like just and I mean, so going a little bit to the beginning. So when Maple first gets the game, her friend can't play because she is currently being grounded because of because of her grades. They ain't good. So she's like, well, I'm gonna at least get started, and she starts kind of like making her character, and as the title would reference, she just genuinely is afraid of getting hurt. So she decides that vitality is the stat that she just wants to put all of her experience points in.
She min-maxes HP.
Dude, whenever I think one of the funniest parts for me was whenever like showing that she's like indestructible was when the first event's going on and the dude sneaks up behind her and like hits her with a morning star and like it just bounces off and she's just like, hey.
Yeah. I love Maple's playstyle though. Like her I loved her thought process behind making her character, right? Because like she wasn't trying to make anything busted. She was just trying not to get hurt. And
this one, she even started like in the very beginning. It's kind of like how like in Slime when Rimuru is starting to like gather all those like abilities early on because he's eating things. She does kind of the same thing. She's just kind of playing through and she's unlocking abilities that she feels are valuable. Like in the beginning, she gets she figures out that she can get poison resistance just by taking a lot of poison damage. She realizes the more and more you take poison damage, the more and more resistant you'll get to it.
Yeah.
So she definitely is wholeheartly just, I don't want to die. That's the only thing that she cares about is I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to die.
It's really funny, right? Because the way she built her character is the same way I built my healer in New World. Right?
Okay. That's a game I never got into. I watched some gameplay.
So it's an
of it,
MMO, and it's a really fun MMO. I was a healer, and so I put all of my attributes that I got into focus, which is the healing stat. Just pumped up everything. I ignored Constitution, and when New World first launched, healers were busted, and you could as a healer 1v4 a group of players.
Oh Lord!
And not die, and not lose a single shred of HP by teabagging. You would throw down your healing circle. You would throw down another heal, and you would have enchants on your armors. So when you do a dodge or you do a crouch, it increases your healing.
Okay.
And so you could literally just stand in your heals and just spam your crouch and you were invincible. It didn't matter what anybody did.
That's pretty gross, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's
that really quick.
I guess that's what's it called? Loving Sacrifice for Maple.
Yeah. Yep.
Because, yeah, it puts up like an AoE heal that heals her and all of her teammates.
Yeah, any of your allies standing in the circle of New World could also do the same thing and not die.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, it busted, but cool. So with like talking about these abilities and stuff, like I really like her thought process too. Whenever she's faced like her first big battle that she has after she meets the other shield hero, because that's the reason why she talks to him in the first place, is because he is another one of the shield warriors, and she's obviously looking around and there's really not many other ones. And he takes her to Iz, who is that crafter player, and she basically says, hey, like, you're gonna need a lot of money and resources to get new armor and stuff, but there's this dungeon that's close by, and I mean the monsters in there are a little bit higher level, so you may need help, but you know, this is kind of where you want to go. And they're like, wait a minute, she's not gonna go just up there by herself, right?
She's not gonna solo it, right?
But, oh yeah, she does.
Maple's like, let me solo it.
Yep. Well, and then the fight with the Hydra, the boss of that dungeon, when she realizes that, you know, oh, this thing does poison, but I don't have poison immunity. So every single time that the Hydra uses the it's like poison, like breath ability, she starts taking a ton of damage, and she realizes that, oh, I can't heal this, and it is doing damage to me. So I'm going to pop every single health potion I have, as long as I time them correctly, that I'll continue to take poison over and over and over again, and hopefully I'll gain resistance to it. Which is exactly what happens. And then because she doesn't have the strength to defeat the Hydra, she fucking eats it. Like, who would have thought that the way that she deals damage to some of like the bigger enemies in the entire like first season, the way she does most of the damage to those big things is she eats them.
One of my favorite moments was when they nerfed Devour.
That was,
she was just
so
like,
funny.
They nerfed Devour? Really? Like, I get it. It was kind of busted, but why'd they have to nerf Devour? And the gamer in me was just like, yeah, that's a pretty accurate.
Yeah, well, they put a limit on it, because she could do it as many times a day as she wanted, and like no one could do any damage to her at all. Like, she would just devour every single attack, every enemy. So that was kind of a needed nerf.
Oh, undoubtedly. Like, it was just really, I don't know. When animes do gaming right, it makes me happy. Like when they have like, it's the small things, like the like that complaint about the nerf, or in SLF with Sunraku, and learning like the glitches in games and stuff. Like, we've all done that.
Are you talking about like the Scorpion fight in SLF, whenever they nerf his ability to like get the Scorpions to fall to their death because they change like the way that their tracking works?
Yep. Or like in the when he was playing the other game and they were doing the I wouldn't say hacks, but they were exploiting the movement text to create new abilities. Like, we've all been there. We've all done stupid stuff like that. Like, we would go out of bounds in Call of Duty and stuff like that to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, there's that, or even like in Battlefield, like if you run outside of zone, it'll start counting down, but it's the only way to get to like certain little places. So I get that. But yeah, it's like I am a little bit surprised a little bit by how much power she gains as quickly as she does, but I do really like the fact that the little cutaway sections where it actually shows the game devs like inside of that virtual world, like they're all their own like version of the like mascot for the game.
They're all their own like avatar.
Yeah. Dorizu is, I think, what her name is. Dorizu, something like that. The mascot, because the mascot's the one who ends up like giving all the announcements for like the in-game events and all that kind of stuff, which was, the first event was pretty cool, and I'm still very happy that Maple got as high as she did. But those were pieces I wasn't really expecting. So it's kind of similar to, again, we keep bringing it up, but like SLF with Shangri-La, you get to see the two game devs and the PR guy. That's kind of this show's version of that. And you get to see the debates. You get to see all the debates of like, oh my God, like, is it possible for her to get more? Because the thing is that like anybody could have unlocked some of the abilities that she's unlocking. She's just the only one who's finding them. But I think it goes a lot with her natural like explorer, adventurer mindset when it comes to the game, because she likes to walk around. She likes to visit new areas.
Oh, she got the shield and armor from that first dungeon that she cleared, that she soloed, and I think the reason she got that armor set was because of because she soloed it.
No, it's they give it to the first person to complete the dungeon.
Really? Because then
that's what the one. Yeah, it says
didn't Kuromu suggest that dungeon?
Yeah, but they've said that there's like a big monster that no one's beaten yet.
Oh, right.
So that's kind of where she's at too. Is she's just like, yeah. Wait,
you're telling me that Pain? You're telling me that Pain didn't clear that before Maple did?
I'm assuming he just, with his playstyle, he didn't head that way. I'm assuming that he basically just went into like a PvP stance, kind of like a pencil gun tactic.
He did strike me more as a PvPer.
Because that was the big thing with her too. Because you find out about Maple being like somebody who likes to collect like rare items. Because there's an event that she's like kind of questionable as to whether or not she's going to be able to join very much of, and that was something that her friend brings up, is like, man, you like always like limited time like items are kind of your weakness. That's something you like to do, which she acknowledged very wholeheartedly. And that was another thing that she was excited about once she opened the chest, and she was like, oh, like nobody else in the game has this. Like, that's pretty cool. Which the abilities that she gets from the Hydra are absolutely sick. And I'm kind of sad that in the later episodes of season 1, she's not using that like paralyzing shock that she was using. She like doesn't use it at all in the last like, I think like 6 episodes.
I'm wondering if it didn't, or if like people's resistances and stuff, like if people were spec'd into PvP, she might have thought, oh, this probably isn't going to work. This is because like there's some abilities that you would spec into specifically for PvE.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because it's not like we don't do that. You know, especially whenever we have a group of people where it's like, okay, cool. Like even, I mean, something stupid like Helldivers. In Helldivers, it's like, okay, cool. Like this is what enemies we're going up against. So these are the weapons that they're weak against. Along with like, hey, you only can have 4 like airdrops. So what are the 4? So, you know, having a crew or even just like an individual who is very mindseted towards like countering the enemy is something that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That was my that was my thoughts as well.
What's your thoughts on how well she handles trying to hold back the big abilities? Because she tried really hard not to give away in the 3rd big event that they did, the clan events. She tried hard not to use some of the bigger abilities. Do you think that taking on like me and the Fire Lords guild solo, do you think that was the play, or do you think that was kind of like something that she should have like taken more people in? Because she only took the twins.
I think that was a calculated move. I think while prodding their defenses, like that's a tough one. I would have done it, but I also like doing weird shit.
That's fair. I just think that, I mean, that was a really good way for the show to bring up to you how powerful that she is. Because, I mean, she took on a major healer a traps expert, and a very fire MP based sorcerer is basically what she uses. Mostly magic, it seems like, because she runs out of MP a lot. She has to get MP potions from her healer.
She's a sorcerer or a caster of some sort.
Yeah. So that was like a huge part where it actually showed how powerful she was, because of the fact that she turned into Machine God when she had no other alternative. And I mean, destroyed everybody except for me, which me even realizes that her whole clan that's there has been completely wiped out and she stands no chance by herself. I mean, she would have died multiple times if it wasn't for the healer. Let's be realistic. Maple 1v1 against any of them wins without Machine God or Atrocity.
Absolutely.
Like 1v1 against any of them, she wins without having to use all of her like big abilities. But all three of them,
I think Devour.
Like that she would have to use Devour against?
I think she would have to use Devour. At least against me.
That's very fair. I mean, me is very, very strong and very tactical, but I do think it would require Devour. But I wouldn't even say like Devour, especially throughout the later episodes of the season, is even really that big of an ability. The one she's definitely trying to hide is Atrocity and Machine God. But I almost wonder, all right, so in the fight with Pain and their clan, she ends up using Atrocity because she has no choice. I can't help but feel like sometimes that it seems like Machine God is way more freaking powerful than Atrocity.
I wouldn't go that far. I think what Machine Gun has in range, like Machine God has the ability for longer range engagements. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were in a closed environment.
Yeah.
She also didn't want to have to worry about friendly fire, because we don't know if friendly fire is a thing in the game.
I would assume it is. I would have to think it is. So just to kind of break this down. So as we keep talking about that Maple keeps finding all of these different abilities by defeating all these bosses. Well, there's a point in one of the events where they're trying to collect some silver coins by defeating enemies or defeating players, and you can earn, if I remember correctly, it's half of the coins that they have every time you defeat a player. And she ends up falling down a mountain, and during this process, she ends up landing on the ground, and she sees a tiny little speck of metal, and she picks it up and puts it in her inventory. And later on, that piece ends up flying out of her inventory and flying into a machine whenever she enters this like steampunky type of environment in the new section of the world. Because the developers are releasing certain sections of the world as they go. And as the game progresses to the point where like the events seem to be the trigger as to what opens these up, the old Machine God being brought back to life by this piece that flies out of her inventory goes into him, and he ends up basically saying like he's going to destroy everything. And then he gathers some sort, it's almost like it was a virus. Like it brought him back to life, but it was taking over I don't necessarily want to say personality, because robots having personalities that aren't necessarily like sentient kind of is weird. But, you know, it basically says, hey, you have to destroy me. And she ends up destroying it. And when she does, she gets another big chest that she gets to open. And she gets the ability Machine God. And she basically gets a fucking mech suit in what up to this point has basically seemed like a fantasy style game until you get to the steampunk world. But even so, like that was seeming to be like a temporary thing, because once you get into the third section of the world, it goes back to a fantasy style. So Machine God is something that she gets, and she gets this big, like literally like a Gundam mech type thing. and she gets all these crazy like rocket weapons and laser weapons. But during the third event, she ends up getting another ability by going back to a cave that she had already been to because she had taken a side quest, which I think the side quest part of this is actually pretty cool because it even, again, is another reminiscent part of like SLF where like it seems like a small side quest that pops up is not going to be anything big, but at the same time, it ends up being like a big deal later on.
Fetch quests are great.
I will say though, me as a player, I hate to leave an area knowing that I have a side quest left to do. Like it almost bugs me. Like I like to clear areas 100% before I move on if I have the option.
That's called OCD.
I mean, you're not wrong. We're gonna call me out like that. But I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm not done with the story if all the side quests aren't done. Like they may have nothing to do with the canon progression of the storyline, but I feel like it rounds out the world for me a little bit. And I'll looking back on it, I'll say that the quest that Maple takes on during that side quest, I didn't expect it to be as long as it was. Because that quest is how she gets Loving Sacrifice, which is her like crazy her crazy AO, like it's not an AoE, it's like a
it's an aura. It's an aura.
It's an aura ability, but anybody within there basically gets the same vitality that Maple has, which I love when they ask her at one point, like, what's your vitality at now? And she's like, I don't know. It broke 5 digits. Like, it's insane how high her ability to not take damage is. It's absolutely incredible. So then later on during one of the other events, she ends up going and finding, she's like, these are the ruins from where I was before during that side quest. And then she goes down into the dungeon and she ends up beating the boss of that, which that was a hard fight too. That was a very hard fight for Maple at first. Because technically she would have ended up getting defeated because it ate her. But then she ate it from the inside out and you just watch it just like grive in pain. Ah! Like that was like the funny part for me in that scene is just thinking of somebody like coming like into that dungeon, just seeing this thing like freaking the hell out, and then just Maple like emerges like bah! like a face hugger in Alien.
Yes.
That would have been, I feel like, a hilarious way to like reveal that she was in there. But she ends up getting the atrocity skill and she can basically turn into this. It literally looks like an alien from the movies for Alien. It's like a big ass alien looking thing that is very reminiscent of those movies. And that one is, if you've ever played Overwatch, it's like Echo, where she gains all the abilities of that person. But once her HP drops to 0, she goes back to being herself. So she gets a wicked crazy ability, and if you manage to defeat her in that mode, she just reverts back to regular Maple, who is a bitch and a half to try to deal damage to.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair.
I do like that she's not. I do like the fact that the pain fight shows that she's not invincible, because up until that point, she basically was.
Yeah. Games that have like, I don't know, invulns and immorts are bogus. But also iframes are love, iframes are life.
Yeah, that is something that I know that you really have to focus on in certain games. She's just trying to basically, and it seems like later on, originally it was, I don't want to get hurt. And then as the show goes on, it's, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm going to make sure my friends don't get hurt either. She definitely is the tank of the group. But
without a doubt.
That one fight pushed her even though, because like you said, during the Pain fight, which Pain is the like number one player in the game. He ends up like in every single event they have. He's always the top player. No one's ever heard of anyone defeating him, which I feel like rightfully so once you see him actually fight. But Maple was really pushed to her limit during that fight because like and Kaneda, which, by the way, his voice is so common in anime.
Yeah.
Which I do, speaking about him real quick, just because Kaneda was something I didn't expect. Because, her friend walks up and sees Maple, well, Sally. Sally walks up and sees Maple playing, like, it's almost like shogi or something with Kaneda. And Kanade. And you find out he's like a really low level player because Sally, you see on her one shelf in her bedroom during one of the scenes that she actually has won trophies for playing video games. Like she's a very good gamer. Does she remind you a lot of Sunraku? Like, really, is this basically like if we were to watch SLF from a different person's perspective and you just get to watch Sunraku go bananas?
I think Sally dunks on Sunraku.
Really? You think that if Sally and Sunraku got into it, you think that Sally would come out on top?
I think she has better movement abilities.
Oh, that's hard, man. Like, Sunraku's got a lot of similar abilities to what she has. They both have super speed, basically.
I'm putting my money on Sally.
Okay. Oh, now you're making me think about this one. That's a fight that I hadn't really put 2 and 2 together on. I just like was looking at their similarities of like their character, but that would be a really good fight. Also, talking about how smart Sally is, that whenever she gets into the fight with Frederica, that she's making up abilities that she doesn't have. She just keeps like shouting. Great. Oh man, like I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought that, because I mean, Frederica and her, because it's on that beach scene that they end up having a duel and they get teleported to like a different area just to have this one-on-one duel. And I feel like Frederica had Sally on the ropes quite a bit. She ends up giving up just to not reveal too much of her own playstyle. And granted, she gave up info about a different guild, but who cares? It's not about her own guild or anything going on with them.
Going back to Maple being invincible, right?
Yeah.
There's a quote from Sword Art Online that Kirito said that is very reminiscent of Bofuri. If your numbers are high enough, you're invincible. MMOs that use leveling systems are unfair that way. If that doesn't just scream Maple, I don't know what does.
I mean, yeah, 100%. It is a little bit funny too that in the Maple Tree Guild, the twins, they are literally the exact opposite of Maple, to where Maple made her defense maxed out, but the twins made their strength maxed out.
They're what are colloquially called glass cannons.
Oh, 100%. They are 100% two little glass cannons which I can't help but whenever they're doing all the level grinding, right? And they're starting to get everything built up and they're starting to kind of get ready for the big like guild event that's coming up, that the twins end up being able to, their strength not only got 3 times stronger because of abilities that they got, but they also can wield 2-handed weapons as 1-handed weapons, and just gives them these gigantic crystal hammers. Especially whenever you get to see them use those types of weapons whenever they're working with Maple.
Dual wielding is broken.
I mean, it is 100%, especially when they're dual wielding the weapons that they are, which there's a point here too that I'm still waiting to see exactly. So in the fight that Maple has with the Flame Emperors Guild, you know, Maple keeps using the loving sacrifice to try to keep them healed, which is the whole strat, is that basically Maple just allows them to just continue to hold W key. That's basically what the objective is. We're just going to keep walking forward.
As any good support does.
I mean, what's your famous line? You don't need heals if the other team is dead.
Correct.
So, but there's a spot where it's right before she uses Machine God in that fight where she's having like an inner monologue, and it's right when she makes the twins get onto Syrup, which for those who don't know, and we've mentioned it a couple of times, Syrup is a turtle. So Sally and Maple end up completing a little thing that they find in the world, and they both get a little like pet familiar. And Sally, well, they get eggs is what they get, and they end up hatching the eggs, and Maple gets a turtle out of hers, and she decides to name it Syrup. So she's like, together we will be Maple Syrup. And I'm like, I want Syrup. I want Syrup so bad. He's so cute. Which he ends up getting, like, you know, basically the Pokemon equivalent of Hyper Beam.
He gets his own Kamehameha.
Oh, yes, he does. 100%. Which also, with all the weird abilities that she ends up getting, she also makes the turtle be able to grow, like, in size by a staggering margin and make the turtle fly. The fact that which they keep calling her a beast or a demon or a boss, like everyone knows how strong she is, but to think of like basically the other player's version of the big bad who rides in on a flying turtle, like that's so good. So good. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have Obaro or Syrup if you had to choose?
Syrup.
I mean, I would have gone with the green egg regardless. I would have gone with the green egg regardless, but if I had to choose, I think I would still choose Syrup. But I can't say that my opinion wouldn't be changed if I knew what their abilities were before I got to choose. Because straight out of the box, Obaro seems to be way better than Syrup does.
Also, I don't know if you picked up on it, but did you recognize Payne's voice actor?
I did not, but I noticed, like, I'm like, oh, I know that voice. I've been trying not to look it up and trying to figure it out. Who is it?
Himmel.
God damn it, is it really?
Yep.
We
are talking about the English voice actors, in case anybody is wondering.
Yes.
We are dubbed watchers here, mostly because of our attention spans.
Yeah, I just can't. It will destroy me. Now I'm actually like starting to lose my. Oh, that's why. That's 100% why. The voice actor for Kanade is in Shangri-La Frontier. I'm like, I just had to look it up real quick. I'm like, God, I know this voice it's fucking Rimuru.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess it is very fitting with the way that this show resides and the fact that it does have like some similarities between the two shows, but
it's got some decently sized voice actors though, like some big players.
It does, which I can't help but feel like the way that a lot of the animes that we've been watching, like incidentally have had a ton of big name actors in it, and I haven't realized it until we're like part of the way through it. I still need to find the damn voice actor for Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho in the one show we watched, because Jay-Z told me I would notice it instantly and I never picked it up. So I'll have to go back and watch that again. But there are a lot of big name actors in this one. The members of Payne's Guild, which theirs is the Way of the Sword, right?
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. Give me 1 second.
By the way, I do find it very fitting that for the guilds that Maple's guild ends up inside of that like treehouse, which I'll say 100% was awesome. I would love for that to be my guild house inside of a game. It's just a big ass tree.
Congregation of the Holy Swords.
That's what it is. Yeah, because Kingdom of the Flame Emperor is Mi's guild. Then we have Maple Tree. Then Congregation of the Holy Sword is Pain's guild. Those are the three big guilds that you see a lot.
Yeah.
I got to bring this up just because, all right, look. So I am not like a super fast reader. I absolutely hate the fact that whenever they show like the little sections where it's like text messages floating, that the subtitles are so fast I need to pause the shit so that I can read it.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, dude. I was getting tilted because I was like, I can't read that fast.
No. Well, and that's the problem is my wife reads so fast that she's like, what, you have a problem with that? I'm like, shut up. You read so much. It's not even funny. Like, oh, I had to keep pausing it every single time I got to one of those because I wanted to see what it said. I mean, most of the time it's just they're either funny little like reviews of like something that happened, or even like it almost seems like some of them are like the game devs, like a live chat with the game devs. Which, speaking of, I am so happy with the decisions that the game devs made at the very end of the last episode of the season, because they were fully debating, like, what do we do? Like, Maple is obviously the strongest player in the game. Like, do we nerf her again? What do we do? And the one dev puts out there, he's like, I think we should just let her go. Which I like his reasoning, because Maple being such an attraction throughout the game is bringing in other players. Like, her exploits are actually making the game bigger.
She's the big bad evil guy.
I mean, she is. Like, she is the boogeyman to
She is
just
the
about
one
every
that
player.
Yeah, she's the one that every player wants to either be or beat.
Uh-huh. It's making longtime players grind to try to eventually fight her. It's making new players join to try to become her.
Yeah.
So
she has
from, like,
become the face of that game.
100%, and they bring that up. Like, it truly is, like, if it wasn't for Maple, the popularity of the game would not be anywhere close to what it is. Which I can't help but feel like might be a sore spot for, like, Pain a little bit, because Pain obviously, like, he was, like, the face of the game for a bit there, where it's like, what, you don't know who Pain is? Like, Pain's literally the best player in the game. Like, it's Pain. Now things have kind of shifted.
Now people can't go 5 seconds without hearing somebody mention Maple.
Yep. Which she never even wanted that, really. But now that she's in that position, I think that it's almost like a drug to her, that she like has to keep like progressing, while at the same time making allies of enemies.
It's kind of like in games where you can target ban certain characters, and people are just like, it's a point of pride, right? When people seek you out to fight you, or it's a point of pride when somebody bans something that they know you're good at.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something you set out to do, but when it happens, you're just like, huh. So that's what this feels like.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Like, it's not something she set out to do. She didn't set out to become the face of the game. She set out to have fun with her friends and not get hurt.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, why can I not think of his name? The ninja dude from Pain's Guild. Why can I not think of it? Is it because he's not Dread? I don't think it's Drag either. God damn it, I can't remember what his name is. The ninja dude from Pain's Guild. You know who I would like to see him fight?
That's Dread.
Oh, it is Dread? Okay.
The one who covers like part of his face, wears the bandana. Yeah, that's Dread.
Okay. You know who I would love to see him fight, and it's specifically a character from Slime?
Let me think. If you say Soe, it's a massacre. Soe wins, no diff, both hands tied behind his back.
I would still like to see it, because I would love to see Soe and him fight, because that would probably be really cool to watch, but I think Soe is just going to destroy him.
I don't think there would be much of a fight. The power gap. No. The power, you don't understand. You don't understand Slime's power scaling, okay? The feats that Soe has he could 1v1 Beaufort. He could 1v1 Maple, right? And come out on top.
Okay, I guess if we go about it that way, it would be like I would like to see Soe like with his abilities kind of like put into the Bofuri world. Like I'm assuming they wouldn't be as strong as they are in Slime.
I would say watching Soe before he got named fight Dread would be interesting.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, that would be good. I mean, he does end up getting like wickedly more powerful once he gets his name.
Yeah. Unnamed Soe, I think, would be an interesting fight for Dread.
Yeah, and they're very similar characters in the way that they fight, so it would be kind of neat to just see how that would go. Because I still think that Dread's not like using all of his abilities. Because, I mean, you see Pain use a lot of his in like their big fight, but that's because he's going all out because Maple is the boogeyman. Like, it's very evident that Pain, because even like a couple of scenes that you see Pain fight in, like, everybody's like, yeah, you didn't even use any abilities. None. You just killed everybody. So the fact that he needs to use every ability he has, pull out all the stops, really puts a lot into how strong Maple is.
I want to see Pain fight Gobta.
Pain fight Gobta?
Like, Gobta wins that
cool.
low diff. Gobta wins that low diff. I just think it would be a funny fight.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, especially with, does he get his wolf? Does he get his dire wolf?
I don't think that would be fair to Pain.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is I'm like, I feel like that
he still has
his
shadow step.
Okay, if he still has his shadow step, I mean, he still got it 100%.
Because that's a skill he learned from watching the wolves. That's not because of the wolf.
Right. Also, just as like a thing, I love whenever like you realize that Pain has been min-maxing the shit out of himself because he took a lot of the same abilities and stuff that Maple has that wouldn't benefit a normal player. Where it like for a moment I was like, wait a minute, did he go the same class as her to start, or did he just use his noggin and it's just like, oh, this is absolutely going to make my character way more broken?
He's a min-maxer. Pain is what I do in D&D, which drives my DMs up the wall.
Yeah, whenever you would teleport people and make them be... Oh, no, wait, that was Devin. I apologize. Yeah, Kevin was a gunslinger and Devin was a mage, and he basically was teleporting Kevin around so that he could, like, Reaper ult. It was not fun.
Oh, that's great.
It made me very frustrated. I had to rethink everything about the game because Kevin was broken and Devin just made him worse. Honestly, as just a thing, I actually kind of hope that the atrocity skill is not as good as Machine King, because like Machine God, because I actually like Machine God like way more. I would think that is like a way more nutty ability. I'm going to be a little bit scared if Maple ends up increasing her agility at some point, because I haven't seen the second season, so I don't know, and I highly doubt she does. But with this game having an actual agility score where, you move as quickly as your agility is, like, if she was to increase, not that atrocity isn't fast enough, but if she were to increase her agility, can you imagine atrocity like with a maxed out agility score?
Okay, hear me out, right? What if she could combine skills? And she can combine Machine God with atrocity.
That would be an absolutely ridiculous ability to just have an alien in a vampire or an alien in a machine suit that not only can she just like rip people apart. Right. It's like taking Godzilla and giving him like armor. Like, why?
Mechzilla.
Yeah. Dude. Also, just to touch on it and like how strong her vitality is, that when she's in Machine God and me ends up using her self-destruct ability, because she's like, if I'm going to die, I'm taking you with me, because she knew she wasn't going to outlast it. And I was like,
she tanks it.
Yup. I was like, man, please don't tell me that she just destroyed Maple with the self-destruct ability and then Maple crawls out of the rubble. Like, wow, that was That was kind of nuts. And then when Mi gets whenever she spawns again, she's like, "That's not fair." Like she turns kind of into like a little like pouty girl, and then she finds out that Maple doesn't die. She's like, "What the hell?" Pulled out all the stops and still didn't get her.
It's like solo diva bombing somebody and they get bubbled.
Oh. Or somebody throws up a ride shield.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yep.
Oh man, I love whenever she is Atrocity and she's just like running around and she's just like absolutely destroying everybody at the end of the season. Where because the way that event goes is that if you die 5 times, then your character is eliminated from the event, and they realize like, hey, we're not really going to be gaining a lot of experience at this point. So instead of going for other people's orbs and like their clan bases, why don't we just kill the clans? The more clans we defeat, that means they can't earn points, and that puts our ranking higher so that we get all the bonuses at the end of the event. And you just have Maple's Maple Tree clan just riding on her back, just slaughtering clan after clan, basically just spawn killing everybody. That was something I didn't really expect, but that is another part of like Sally that's coming out, like the Sunraku mindset of like, she is definitely the strategist of the group.
Won't that make her more like Pencilgon?
Oh, actually, you're right. You're right. Pencilgon has kind of orchestrated most of the stuff in SLF.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yes. I mean, that does mean that now I kind of see more of what you would say with like Sally versus Sunraku is like Sally having that Pencilgon ability to her as well. That makes her a lot more dangerous.
Yes, sir.
I definitely will say I've been a very big fan of this one, and just because I don't know, have you rewatched this one? Is this this is definitely a rewatch for you, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay,
it is.
I would say for this one, I would probably mark it as a recommend for me. It's probably not one that I would really rewatch unless I was like in a super mood for it for some reason. But I would.
That's what this one is for me.
This is a recommend.
Like the reason I recommended it is because I like why I wanted us to watch it is because I wanted a reason to watch it again.
I mean, that's fair. Just because I also feel like I need to bring this up. So when Ajax was not here for the Yu Yu Hakusho episode, we were able to give a little bit of an explanation of kind of how he felt about the show, and Jay-Z not being able to be here, being out of town. He did kind of send us a little bit of like a recap for him. He did say this was his first rewatch, and he did say that the show was a lot of fun. He said, is it going to be great? No. It's not to be taken seriously, as it doesn't take itself seriously, which I'll probably argue that slightly. That, I mean, I don't think the show takes it seriously, but I don't think it does that on purpose. I don't know if you have a feeling on that.
I think it very clearly doesn't take itself seriously on purpose.
I mean, it gives off a lot of the same vibes as we've said it so many times. It gives off a lot of the same vibes as SLF, where it's like
SLF didn't take itself seriously.
Right, but I feel like the game devs take it seriously, but the characters don't. Is that fair?
I would argue yes, but yeah, I don't know. I think that this anime in particular is its own niche, right? There's a select few people that are going to watch this and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing of all time," right? The greatest anime of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Hyperbole. I don't think anyone will actually think this is the greatest anime of all time, but there's going to be a lot of people that actually really enjoy this anime and would rewatch it. Mm-hmm. There's also going to be those people though that think that this type of anime is trash and garbage.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
So like,
I mean, it's one of those things where I have to ask at this point, do you feel like this show is better than SLF, or do you feel like SLF is better than Bofuri?
I think comparing the two is similar to comparing apples to oranges, you know? They're both like apples and oranges are both fruits, and Bofuri and SLF are both VR MMO animes. But that's where their similarities end, right? You're comparing one fruit to a different fruit. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me because like Bofuri's in its own Bofuri's its own thing. And I like it for what it is. I don't like it any more than I like SLF, but I also don't like it any less than I like SLF.
I honestly feel like in my first watch through, I think I enjoyed this more than I liked SLF. I think this show has a lot of just a flavor to it that SLF doesn't have. I feel like overall, like if I was to rewatch, yes, I will say if I was to rewatch one of the two, I would probably say it'd be SLF. But I think like just from a first watch standpoint, I think I like this one more. It's a little cuter.
Yeah, it's cozy.
Yeah, very much so. And this one wasn't one that I felt like I had to like sit and like rewind some things and like kind of watch some things back to really get something. Like I think
simple.
the fights in SLF are cooler, honestly.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that.
And the reason I think that is because that I honestly think that the fights in SLF are not guaranteed versus I feel like in Bofuri, it's like, oh, Bofuri's just going to win because she's Bofuri. Or Maple's going to win just because she's Maple. I feel like there's much...
But the fight between Sally and... Frederica. Yeah, Frederica. That was a pretty epic fight.
It was. Very much so. And I just feel like at this point, and it's like what people in the show have said a lot. It's literally like the big bad of the world just walked in, and it's the thing that it's like Lycagon. It's like Lycagon showing up. It's like, fuck, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Versus Sunraku showing up, it's not that same vibe. Like, yes, people know who Sunraku is. They know that he's defeated one of the Colossi. But he's not like a boogeyman like Maple is. Maple is like the terror of this game. Versus Sunraku's a player who's just incidentally very, very good at it. Which
Bofuri Maple is Saiger Zero.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see that. She became really good at the game unintentionally. Sunraku is trying to be the best character, like the best player in the game.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest things, but I think just even the fact that the fights in SLF are a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. I feel like
a little flashier.
Yeah, I feel like the fights in SLF are better than Bofuri, but I feel like the story itself in Bofuri is coming off as something I enjoy a little bit more, at least for the first playthrough.
I like the high fantasy aspect of Bofuri, I think more.
Okay.
I like magic systems, and I wish, like, I don't know, I think I wanted to go more into the magic side of Bofuri because I think Mii's fire shit was sweet.
Oh yeah, dude, her fire style stuff is really cool. I also am much excited to hopefully see what devious plans that Maple Tree has for the twins, because in that big fight with me where the twins and Maple are fighting her, Maple tries to get them out because she says that she can't let them know that the twins are kind of like their secret weapon. But I feel like I wouldn't have expected that at first, because I would think that it's, Machine God or Atrocity would be like their secret weapons, not the twins. And they haven't explained why.
I think I know.
Okay.
So Atrocity and Met God, right? They're both limited by Maple, right? And her other attributes.
You mean like how Atrocity, she can only switch once a day?
Yeah. However,
Okay.
what happens when you give the twins, who have max strength, and you also give them the vitality of Maple?
I mean, that's very true.
What happens when you give a glass cannon armor?
It's a very dangerous thing for you.
And if they coordinate well,
Yeah.
there's not much
It's
you'd be able to do, especially if Maple has Devours left, because that negates any attack that comes at her.
well, and she has that ability to be able to like teleport to somebody to be able to put her shield up in front of them. So, like, if she can coordinate that well enough in the cooldown, like theoretically, she could just bounce back and forth between the two and just let them just go ham.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited. I might actually just have to start watching season 2 because oh, it's it's a good anime.
absolutely,
It's a highly recommend for me.
absolutely. And like I was saying before, like I love the way that the season ended because like it's definitely been very apparent that all the three big guilds have kind of had it out for each other, but having that last scene where everybody's gathered at Maple Tree because Maple ended up running into everybody in town and inviting them over, like getting to see the civilized side of everybody and the fact that like they can all be friends
The
while
camaraderie.
yeah, while still trying to best each other. Like, I think that's going to add for a really cool dynamic in season 2. And that's one reason why I'm very excited to start it, is just because I'm really excited to see how these rivalry / friendships are going to evolve. Because obviously, they're not going to all join the same guild. Like, that's obviously not going to happen. But
Do
the
you understand what would
potential-
happen if they all were in the same guild?
There would be no competition at all.
The devs would lose their shit.
That would actually be a funny development for like if the possibility was there for them to all join the same guild. Like I feel like they would have to have a cutscene to cut off to them, be like, wait a minute, wait, this can't happen. This can't happen.
Wait.
I mean, even just having Pain and Maple in the same guild is dangerous enough, let alone Sally, me, the healer, the trap expert, like Dread. Like having all of those people in the same group is bad for business.
Keep in mind, right? Maple isn't a healer.
No.
What happens when you give your tank a healer?
Give your tank a mercy pocket.
Give your tank an Ana pocket.
That, oh God. Yeah.
Give your Reinhardt an Ana pocket that has the vitality of the Reinhardt.
Oh, we got a broken Reinhardt. Also, I mean, I just imagine can you imagine like giving Maple like Anna's
Nano?
ult to just to Nano. Well, I mean, I guess that would kind of
remember
like hurt.
that healer could boost people's attributes. Like she had that ability to boost people.
Mm-hmm.
That's Nano.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, I mean, having her and Maple literally be in the same fight is, oh God, Maple's dangerous now, let alone that.
You give her a team behind her, and it's game over. That guild is gonna be broken. If it happens, that guild is broken, and the devs will lose their shit.
I feel like they would just have to nerf Maple into the ground. I feel like that would be the only thing that they would be able to do.
Yeah. She would be the center point of the guild.
I feel like Pain would still be the leader. I think Pain would still be the guild master.
Yeah.
It would probably be like Pain at the head, and then Maple would be like the second in command, and then it'd probably, just for strategic sense, it'd probably be like Dread and Sally. Because let's be realistic, like me is strong, but I don't think she's as tactically savvy as Sally and Dread.
That's fair.
No, I very much enjoyed this one. I really appreciate you putting this one up for a watch because I very much enjoyed it. It gave me a lot of itches that I didn't quite get to scratch with SLF, and it gave me a lot to look forward to. And I'm really excited for whenever we do the second season because let's be straightforward, like it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's absolutely gonna happen.
Now on to a bit of a sad note. We only have one more episode in the season. The Binge Watch Brigade season, that is.
Yep, going on a temporary hiatus for the holidays.
Yep. However, we do have a really cool show that we get to do for our Halloween special episode, which is going to be Soul Eater. Oh, I'm so excited. I love Soul Eater so much. I've watched it multiple times. I've also my wife has the entire collection of the like collector's edition ones, the hardbacks that are just absolutely beautiful.
This will be my first watch.
Ooh, I'm very much excited. This is going to be one I think that you're going to lose your shit over certain things. And I feel like if you don't love Death the Kid, I might cry because Death the Kid is awesome.
We shall see.
So
I look forward to it because I've been needing a new anime to binge.
Yeah, well, I definitely look forward to it. But do you have anything else you want to talk about on this one? I think we covered it.
I think we covered pretty much everything that I that was relevant or that was of interest.
Yeah. So on that note, again, thank you to everybody who has stopped in and listened to an episode, supported us at all. Please feel free, throw in those comments. We definitely want to, get your guys' opinions on things. And, maybe in the comment section, we could get a little debate going on about some of the episodes. And please let us know anything you liked, anything you don't like. We have a Facebook. We have, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. No, we're not on Pandora. We're on Prime Music. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube as well. So tell your friends, bring them around. See, have them come listen to a bunch of stupid nerds who like to talk about anime.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Deuces.